What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today, you guys, with a brand new review for Love After Lockup or Life After Lockup Season 5 episode. I think this is 45. And this episode, it was titled Without Trust, You Have Nothing. Now, before we get into it, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and then having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, sharing the video, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let us go ahead and get into this episode of Love After Lockup, shall we? All right, you guys. So this episode right here, yeah. You ain't gonna get a whole lot out of me with this episode. I said it every week and then it ended up being a 30 or 40 minute video. So let's get into it, you guys. Let's start. I don't even know where to start up at because some of these couples, I was like, did we need them in this episode? I guess the easiest one to get out the way, because it isn't a whole lot to talk about with them, is Brittany and Key-Rock, and that's actually who opened the episode. So you guys remember in the last episode that Brittany and Key-Rock, well, more specifically, Brittany was looking for a wedding dress, right? And, you know, her friend Shayla suggested that she call a PO, which I absolutely agreed with. And you guys remember that the PO told her that his or her best advice would be not to do this because Texas could think that they're trying to defraud them. And I was like, well, that makes sense too, right? That makes a whole lot of sense. Here's my thing with Brittany and Key-Rock. Like, y'all don't think things through before y'all do them. Y'all don't think things through. Y'all don't dot your I's and cross your T's before you do anything. So y'all wanted to move to Texas. Y'all got this apartment in the hood, I'm pretty sure, for $1,400 a month. Y'all got this apartment. Y'all doing all these things without even knowing that everything is going to go the way that, you know, is going to go through. Even with this marriage, y'all getting married, y'all don't know if that's going to really, if people are going to be like, oh, okay, they're married, let's bring them on in. No, that's not. I know y'all trying to find a solution, but it's not really smart. But it is what it is, right? So Brittany is like, she ain't gonna tell Key-Rock. I was like, ma'am, why not? Like, if y'all are planning this wedding thinking that this is gonna help y'all get into the state of Texas, and your PO just told you it's a possibility that that may not work, go and tell your fiance. So we see them as they're getting ready for the wedding, ready for this wedding. I was like, oh, so y'all just, Brittany, you really just gonna go through with this and act like the PO didn't tell you it may not be the smartest thing to do. Then she talking about she was pissed off at the PO. Girl, the PO was just telling you the real deal Holyfield. So what you mad about? Like, I don't get it, but okay, Brittany, I mean, do you. I don't think it's smart, but do you, boo. So we see them as they're getting ready to get married. Brittany could not walk in them shoes at all. Couldn't walk in them. So before they go through with it, Brittany's like, well, babe, can I talk to you? Can I talk to you? So Brittany pulled Key-Rock to the side, and that's where the episode ended with those two. Now, we're going to move on, and at this point, we just going down a rabbit hole of people that I'm just like, why are they on this show? Let's start with the first one. Y'all know how I feel about Bianca and Daniel. Bianca and Daniel. So Daniel got back from seeing his cousin, right? So Bianca was drinking some water. He said, babe, can I have some water? She says, no. That's what you did to me. I was like, oh God. This girl is a child. Daniel, do yourself a favor and break up with her in this relationship. It's not worth it. She is not mature. Just wrap it up with a nice tight bow. Ship her ass back down to Florida. Actually, Bianca, ship your own stuff back down to Florida. You just look stupid. I think that's the nice thing I can say. You look less than smart, right? You're a child. So Daniel is questioning her about talking to, I forgot his cousin's name that quickly, and I just watched the episode. Whatever Daniel's cousin's name is, right? He said that, he told him that Bianca said that she has a drinking problem. Production showed it. She did say, maybe I do have a problem. And then she said she didn't say it and that he was drunk as well. No, beloved, you definitely said it. Then he was like, so you told him about our sex life. And I thought that was weird too. And here's the thing. I'm not mad at her for saying she wants a little passion, a little romance, a little this, a little that, right? I'm not mad at her. But why did you tell his cousin? That's so weird to me. And then his cousin is married. So why did you say that? What did you think was going? What was your intent with that? I'm still confused by that. What was her intent? I don't really. Let me say this also. I don't want to know her intent. I'm just asking the question. What was her intent? I don't personally care what her intent was. That's all I can say is I don't really care what her intent was. I was just asking a very hypothetical question that doesn't need an answer because I truly don't give a damn. I truly don't give a damn. So we see as these two later went walking in the episode, right? I was like, Bianca, let's have a conversation. Because I was like, if he has an anxiety attack, a panic attack or anything, I'm like, you're not going to be equipped to handle it. And I was correct because they went for the walk. Daniel became overwhelmed. I mean, let's be for real with the situation. Daniel has only been out of prison for a couple of days. It ain't like Daniel's been out of prison for a week, a month, 6 months. Daniel's been out of prison for maybe 3 days at this point. And that's so interesting. The dynamic with these two, you would think this is over a couple of months, but it's only a couple of days, right? So she's like, you're holding my hand, weird. I was like, Bianca, let go of his hand, you dumbass. Like the man is having a panic attack. But nope, she just wanted to continue to do. I was like, oh my God, girl, you're doing yourself no favor. Then she started cussing and I'm like, Bianca, you're insensitive as hell. Then she started crying. I was like, so now you're gonna make it about you. I really felt bad for Daniel because, and I hated the fact that Daniel was blaming himself because he was like, he just wanted to go for a normal walk. And I'm like, I get where you're coming from, Daniel. I absolutely do. You want to go out for a walk, talk about the future with you and Bianca. I hope the future means that you two are separated. Like, please separate. End the relationship. But he blamed himself. I'm like, you don't have to blame yourself. Here's the thing. I know Bianca didn't, like he said, he spent 5 years in a box. They've talked about this. She's like, well, I know his PTSD was going to be this bad. It's PTSD, girl. Did you ever look up PTSD? Oh, God. I really want these off my TV screen. If there is a couple on this particular season of Life After Lockup that I really want off my television screen, it is these two. They can go. They are a no for me. Like, Bianca is such a brat. She is so needy and she is so whiny and she gets on my last damn nerve. That is all I got to say about her. Let's go ahead and move on to the next couple, you guys. Next up, the Dunces, aka Kim and Joey. What is up with Joey's voice? Like, is Joey Horace? I was kind of confused. I was like, is Joey Horace or what? But yeah, Kim and Joey, they went out. Now, you guys remember, Kim just went wedding dress shop, which I'm still stuck on that one. I was about to say I'm stuck on stupid, but no, she's stuck on stupid. I'm just stuck on, like, why are you going wedding dress shopping and you're not even divorced from your current husband? Like, you're literally still married. What was the purpose in you wedding dress shopping, Kim? Please explain that. Another thing with Kim. Nothing with Kim makes any logical sense, right? Because Kim, you make $15 an hour, right? So you're trying to get a house. You had that engagement party with that stuff that you said was over $2,000, and I still don't understand what was over $2,000. You wedding dress shopping, girl. Where are you getting the money from? Where's the money coming from? Because your fiance over here with the hippie over here, hippie Joey, he ain't working. So where y'all getting money from? Y'all just blowing money fast. And it makes no sense to me. So they're on a date night, right? And, Kim lets him know that she went to go see Tatum. Joey, you talking about how she lied. I don't really believe that Tatum lied. I think you're the liar, Joey. Because you went to go see that ex. I ain't forgot about that. You went to go see your ex. It wasn't for closure, for nothing. You wanted to see that ex for a particular reason. Because the way you called that woman, kept talking about that woman and kept calling that woman out of her name and all that kind of stuff. There are still some feelings there with that ex. So you ain't fooling me. Kim may be the dumb fool who believes that you want to be with her exclusively. I don't believe it. I don't buy it. But hey, you two just each other silly. That's all I gotta say, right? So then Kim reveals that she's not divorced. Joey got pissed off. Him and his hips got up and walked out. And I was actually on Joey's side, right? Because it's like, what did you think was gonna happen without you filing for divorce? So what happened with your first marriage? Was it? I'm assuming with her first marriage, maybe she got that one annulled. I'm assuming the first one may have gotten annulled if she didn't. Girl, you didn't file for divorce. Like, that's why I say nothing with Kim makes any logical sense to anybody with a brain. It makes no sense to anybody that has a brain. But hey, if Kim likes it, I love it. I really truly don't. But if she does, then that's on her. So Joey feels that, now I know he was talking about, he said the P word, and I think he said blowjob as well, because they were bleeping it out. I was like, oh wow. So I'm assuming Joey still thinks that Kim is still sleeping with that ex-husband, which is the reason why she hasn't filed for a divorce. I was like, well, you know what? That could be true. Again, when it comes to Kim, what did I say earlier? Nothing makes sense with Kim. Like, not a damn thing makes sense with Kim. Like, nothing makes sense with Kim. The more I literally sit and think about it, I don't see anything that makes any logical. Again, nothing makes sense with Kim. That's all I got to say. So, who's the next couple? Oh, let's go to Melissa and Louis, you guys. If there's another couple that I can do without, it's this one right here, Melissa and Louis. Melissa, number one, the nose, sweetie. Your nose. Girl, your nose. It's like, her nose is like, her nose is like this. It's a little pinched, but then it sits up too. It's like, it's kind of pinched in, not like that. Well, it's actually, no, it's pointy, because her nose, it points up. The tip of her nose, it's pointy like Pinocchio's. Then it's kind of flat right here. It's kind of flat, but then it sticks up. That's it. That is Melissa's nose. That is Melissa's nose. Girl, go ask for a refund from your doctor, because your doctor jacked your nose, I mean, all the way up, right? So you guys remember Louis bought the ring for Melissa. Louis, I hope and pray that you washed that ring after you took it out of that thing, the container, with your teeth. I really hope you washed it, bro, because you put it in there with the teeth in last week's episode. That was nasty. Just putting it out there for you. Putting it out there, right? So Joey is, why do I keep saying Joey? Have I been saying Joey? If I'm being saying Joey, I mean Louis. Louis. Oh God, Louis. I don't know if you should have proposed to Melissa. But Louis is planning a date night for him and Melissa. I was like, oh, that's sweet. It would be sweet if it wasn't Melissa. Melissa finds anything to complain about. She finds anything in this world to complain about, right? So Melissa is down there at one of her other jobs at the bar, right? So one of her friends comes in, and she's like, "Oh, girl, Louis is planning a date night for us." Coincidentally, Louis is working out, which he was. It could have been a fake scene, but Louis was working out with two of his clients who happen to be women, right? And unless y'all have never worked out with a trainer, your trainer does touch you, right? I do know this. Like they'll show you how to do. They may not get up behind you like that. Actually, yes, they would. They'll guide you, right, on how to properly do things, and it's not sexual. Like they'll properly guide you on how to do things. Like, because I had a trainer. I had a guy that he did show me some things, and this also goes to people being comfortable with who they are. Like if you're comfortable in your own skin, like a man can touch another man while they're training. A woman, it just comes up to comfortability, right? But what Louis did, I didn't see nothing wrong with it. It's like he's training the women, and one of them was recording it. I guess they put it on social media. The so-called friend, she follows Melissa and Louis, and so she wants to show it to Melissa. I was like, Melissa, if this man were cheating on you, how stupid would he be to cheat on you and then post it on social media? I know some people do that shit, but I don't know too many people who would be. Some people would have a Finsta account, but okay, Melissa got on her feelings about it. I was like, girl, are you serious? First you were complaining about the fact that he wasn't working, or the fact that he was just working at the pizzeria. Now that man has multiple jobs, and you're complaining about that. Last week's episode, you were complaining about he wasn't spending time with you like he was in prison. When he was in prison, the man ain't had shit else to do with his days but talk to you. Oh God, Melissa, girl, go away from me with this bullshit. So they go on a date. Now I'm gonna keep it real with you. I really wasn't 100% mad at Melissa for feeling the way she felt going into that light tower. Like, I'm terrified of heights. Ain't no in hell I would have walked all the way up them stairs just to see the "Will you marry me?" We can do this on the ground. But it was cute and it was sweet and it was effort. It was the thought that count. So she saw the ring. She loved the ring. Only to find out this heifer had no idea what 2 carats was. I was like, I know you fucking lying to me. You don't know what 2 carats were, so you asked him for a 2-carat ring, but didn't know what it was. Girl, go away from me, Melissa. Go away from me with this, Melissa. Go away from me with this. Okay, you guys, that's it. So the last couple we're going to talk about is Zeruiah and Troy. Now, I honestly will say, I actually kind of liked Zeruiah in this episode. She did not piss me off for once. Now, let's talk about something that I just saw. Shout out to Ashley, because Ashley and I follow each other on Twitter, and Ashley had posted these TikToks that Miss Karen had did. Oh my God, them TikToks. Karen was going off on Zeruiah. She said somebody has herpes. I don't know if she's saying Zeruiah got herpes. She was also talking about Zeruiah's face, right? And she said the reason why your face looked like that is because you let men skeet on your face. I was like, oh my God. Then Miss Karen also said that Zeruiah allegedly, and I'm saying allegedly because I don't know, none of this shit is true. This is coming from Miss Karen. So Zeruiah, anybody, if you see this, your mother-in-law said the shit. And it's on social media for you to see. Your mother-in-law said it, not JB. Your mother-in-law. Go check Karen. Go check Miss Karen, not me. So she also said, again, this is all alleged. Miss Karen said Zeruiah slept with her stepfather. I was like, say what now? Again, alleged. I don't know none of this shit to be true. This all comes from Karen, Troy's mama. Talking about he pillow talking with Yana. So Yana told me this shit. And I was like, oh my God. Girl. Again, this all came from Karen, not JB. JB ain't saying none of this. I don't know none of this shit to be true. I don't know none of this to be true. So, Zeruiah, her parents' home burned. I was like, oh wow. Oh. Now they got to the house. It looked like it's just the inside of the house. So it might have been, I think it was just an electrical fire, right? Not so, because the outside, nothing, the outside looks fine. It's just the inside. Her family is safe. So, you know, I'm happy to hear that, happy to see that. I know her mama was probably like, this bitch went and saw a goddamn psychic, and that woman set my house on fire. Because y'all remember, her mama said that was witchcraft. I don't believe that. That is what her mama believes, right? That is what her mama believes, not me. What else happened? Oh, so Troy, so they're gonna do something for Project Heal, right? Project HEAL. I wonder what that stands for. I wonder what does the HEAL stand for? Because they ain't said it. I'm not gonna ask them, but they ain't said it. Okay, so after that, Troy and her father went down to the church, right? They're looking at the space where they're gonna do this community outreach thing. And what else happened? I'm trying to think about what else happened. Oh, so we found out about Troy's father. So Troy blames himself for his dad passing. His dad, I forgot what he said about his dad. His dad was sick, and it became a disease that ultimately took his dad's life. Prayers up to Troy, because you could definitely tell that he was affected by it. I want Zeruiah's daddy to stop trying to get Troy to be a preacher, because that is not that man's calling. He does not want to be a minister. Also, on top of that, we found out from Zeruiah. This is where I kind of softened up towards Zeruiah after the fact that she asked her mama for money for her wedding that she wants to have in a year. Girl, you ain't got no money to first. Why you asking your mama them for money and their house just burned? Zeruiah, be for real. Be completely for real with this shit. Don't ask your parents for some money and they house burned. Their house burned. Their house burned. Their house burned. Their house burned. Girl, you're selfish. But then we also found out that Zeruiah was adopted. And I was like, oh. So she wants her biological father to walk her down the aisle. She says she did find out, she knows who her biological mother is. When she said that, you know, she reached out, found her mom on social media and reached out to her mom. And, you know, her mom was like, it was supposed to be it was a closed adoption. I really felt bad for her, right? Because what Zeruiah said is definitely true, right? Because you guys know I'm adopted, right? And I don't know my biological father, but I do know my biological mother. And, you know, it hasn't been the best relationship over the years. We've had peaks where we were good with each other, but then it goes downhill and it just crashes and burns, right? And now we're in a place where I don't even know what I would say for us currently, because I don't see her. She does reach out to me periodically. We're in I wouldn't even say I can't say peaceful because I haven't saw her, so I don't know how it would be, but we're stable. It's not a good place, it's not a bad place, it's not rocky, but we're just solid. Just a straight line, right? So I got where Zeruiah was coming from, and I actually really felt bad for her. Like, I actually felt bad for her. And, you know, if you're not adopted, then you don't understand, because it sounds like Zeruiah was much like myself, because even as I got older with my mom, I actually started asking my mom a lot of questions. I actually asked my mom a question. I was like at least 8 or 9 years old. And I think I told you guys this story before. Like, I was about 8 or 9 years old. And I knew something, I could feel something was off. but I could never put my finger on it. And so I asked my mom one day, I said, am I adopted? And I'm gonna tell you guys the reason why I said that. It was because I was actually watching Sister, and watching the story of Tia and Tamara on the show Sister. I was like, I wonder is that my story? Because there were some things that my mom couldn't answer for me, more specifically who my dad was. And that's why I questioned. I was like, so am I adopted? And she was like, why would you ask that question? I said, I'm just wondering. And when she finally did tell me that I was that I wasn't her biological child, she did ask me about it. She's like, do you remember a few years ago when you asked me this question? I said, yeah. And she was like, had anybody said anything to you? I said, nobody has said anything to me. I said it was just some things that just weren't adding up. I'm very inquisitive, if you guys don't know. I'm a very inquisitive person. I'm going to ask a lot of questions, no matter what. But yeah, I felt bad for Zeruiah. I actually really, I pray for her healing because she's still dealing with it at 32. And the thing for me is I don't still deal with that stuff like what she's dealing with because and I think she knows it. She has parents, her mom and her dad who love her. I think it'll come with time that she will be able to, put that stuff behind. Because it took me it took me a long time to finally put, it took me a long time to finally put some of this stuff behind me and be like, you know what? I was raised by my mom and my grandmother, and those two women are and were two of the most important women in my life, and God put them in my life for a particular reason. And I know that. And so when I finally learned that, I didn't question anything anymore. Nothing else was a question. Only thing that I still question is who's my biological father? Do I have any siblings that I don't know about? That's just the thing. And that's the problem for me. It's not knowing that part of my life. But hey, Zeruiah, I'm really praying for you. I really am praying for you. I definitely do know that story and that struggle that you're dealing with. And I hope that at some point in your life, you're able to put it behind you and find the peace that you do deserve. And that's it, you guys. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn your post notifications, share the video, you guys. And until the next time, stay safe. Take care of yourselves, you guys. Wash your hands, be blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.